Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We're going to jump straight in here, and just like we started the last tutorial, we're going to start by priming our eyelids with any concealer or primer. This is the Maybelline Fit Me. Tap it out with your finger, and then I'm going to go ahead and set it with the color Buttery from the Anastasia Artist palette. Again, just to set the concealer so that our eyeshadows don't crease and that they're easier to blend. I'm going to pick up this LA Girl Nudes palette, and this is just kind of a taupey, brownish, pinkish, mauvish color. Just using that as our transition shade and using my favorite brush of all time for the eyes, the Real Techniques Dual Fiber Eye Brush, and then picking up a mixture of Soft Peach and Morocco. Going to go ahead and repeat that same step and just blend it all in. I sped this part up because I gave you guys a pretty detailed description of what this whole blending process is in the last video. So if you didn't watch my last video, go ahead and watch it for a real-time blending of my eyeshadows. I use almost all the same eyeshadows in my crease. And so again, I just picked up a smaller brush, added some more of that Morocco color for some more depth, and now I'm just blending it out with a larger, fluffy brush. I'm going to repeat this process so many times. I'm going to pick up a little bit of this dusty rose color from the Anastasia Artist palette and just blend it in the crease to give a little bit more of a purple feel, because we are going to be using this purple shade called Aubergine on the outer corner of the eyelid, and I'm just using a smaller brush to add this to the outer V only, and that's just so we can be more precise with the application. So just shaping it the way that I like to shape my eyeshadow. You shape yours however you want to shape it. Blending it out a little bit here with that fluffy brush, and then I'm going to go in with the color Fudge from the Anastasia Shadow Couture palette right on top of that Aubergine. And this is just to make it a little bit less purple, a little bit more brown. I didn't want it to be like super purple, but I didn't want it to be super brown, so that's why I mixed these two shades. My little brother popped in there for a second, that's why I glared at him. I just added a little bit of a gold champagne shade from the Nudes palette, and then I went over top of that with the Bellini shade from the Shadow Couture palette, which is just kind of like a peachy champagne color. Then I'm going to blend out the harsh edges with that dual fiber brush again, and I'm going to go back and forth into Morocco to warm up the look a little bit more, and then I'm going to add some more aubergine, and then I'm going to add some more fudge, and I just go back and forth into the shadows just to add some more pigmentation, add some more depth, blend some out, add some more, blend it out. I'm going to move on to complexion here for a second. I'm using two primers. The first one I'm applying here is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, and I'm going to top that with the Rimmel Fix and Perfect Primer. The Smashbox one is like $20 or over, and the Rimmel one is like $5, but I like to use them both for different purposes. And I'm mixing together the Smashbox BB cream with the L'Oreal Infallible with the Becca Bronzing Skin Perfector. I like the way that these work in combination on top of these primers, especially for like the fall, winter time when my skin tends to be a little bit more dry and I don't have as much luminosity. These three blended together work really nicely for me, and they happen to be the perfect color to match my body right now. So blending that all together with my beauty blender, and I'm going to follow through with some concealer. This is the Maybelline Fit Me in the color Sand Sable. I'm going to go a little crazy with the highlighting today just because I am sick in this video, so I wanted to cover up the dark circles and blueness in my face. I'm going to go ahead and blend that out with a sponge. And I use really, really light pressure when I blend under my eye because that's just a very sensitive area, so you want to use really, really light pressure. Then I'm going to go ahead and immediately set it with this banana color from the NYX Contour Kit. You can use any banana shade, any cream shade, whatever shade suits your skin tone. This banana one works really well for me. So I'm going to set those areas that I put concealer. Then move on to bronze my face up with the warmest shade in this contour kit. This just, again, brings life back into my face. It doesn't really contour my skin. It just brings back that warmth that it naturally had. but we kind of lose it as we highlight our face. So just bronzing the skin with that color. Moving on to my Mary Luminizer, applying that to the tops of my cheekbones. You all know how much I love this stuff. Add a little to the tip of my nose, and then I'm going to go ahead and move on to this Park Avenue Princess bronzer. Add some more warmth and definition to the face before I contour. This is kind of like my transition shade for my contour. I'm going to go back into that banana powder and that same brush we used to set under the eyes, and I'm just going to sharpen up where my contour would be. I haven't actually added my contour shades yet. I'm just getting it ready. So I'm sharpening this up so it acts as a guideline when I actually do choose to contour later in the video. For now, I'm going to go back into the eyeshadows and start working on the lower lash line. I'm going to dip the brush that we used to apply the aubergine and the fudge. I'm actually going to just add some Rocco on top of that and blend that into the lower lash line. The reason I didn't choose to use a clean brush is because I wanted the darker shades to already be in there so that we would have to use less product and have less time blending, which is almost impossible, but just wanted to shorten the steps. And so now I'm going to pick up this fudge shade on a flat brush and work that as close into the lash line as possible. Then I'm going to move on to some winged liner. I did a terrible job on my winged liner today, so I'm just going to skip that part. Take your time on it. I got really frustrated, so I just did one eye really nice, and then the other one I skipped over because I messed up 1,000 times. So that's me finishing off the second one, and then I was like, you know what, this is as good as it's going to get, so whatever. And now I'm going to go back into the eyeshadows, blend out any harsh lines, add some more color, take some more color off. You know the drill, just blend to your liking. I like my eyeshadows very blended, very seamless. That's just the way that I like to do my makeup, so I make sure that I give myself enough time. Make sure you give yourself enough time to do all of this. It did literally take me about 20 minutes, so just for my eyeshadow altogether. So plan your eyeshadow accordingly and don't get yelled at before you have to leave the house like I do almost every time I have to leave the house. I just added some more Bellini to the center and the inner corners of my eyes. Now I'm taking some Noir, which is just a black shadow, and putting it on the outer part of my lower lash line, and going back in and blending out some more. Just so you guys know, if you're a guy watching this, we will take as long as you give us to get ready. So unless your shoes are on and your keys are in your hand, we're going to stay in the bathroom and get ready as long as you let us. So just know that. All I did here was add some brown eyeliner to my lower lash line and curled my lashes. And now I'm going to go in with my two favorite mascaras, the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. This one's kind of dried out, so I just use it for the brush just to kind of comb out my lashes and make them as long as can be before I coat them with the Maybelline Lash Sensational. In this video, you can see I took a lot more extra steps than I did in the previous one. My last video literally took me 10 minutes. This one probably took me like 25. So, like I said, I will take as long as you give me to get ready. So, make sure you set a time limit. There was a little cough because I am a little bit sick. Now I'm going to wipe away that excess powder that we laid down, and I'm going to follow through with my contour. I mix all the shades here because, quite frankly, I don't know which one I like the best on me, so I just mix them all, and I really like the color that that gives me. I'm not going for a super sharp contour here, so I'm just kind of blending it into that powder. So it gives some definition, but nothing too crazy. If you do want to see a very sharp, contoured, chiseled, sculpted face, I would love to do a tutorial, but let me know if you guys would like to see that in the comments down below. I do plan on doing some non-beauty, non-makeup related videos coming up next, but if you would like my next makeup tutorial to be an eyebrow or a sculpting, whatever you want to see, let me know. I'm going to go ahead and add some NARS Orgasm Blush to the apples of my cheeks. And we're almost done. We're coming up on the last few minutes of this video. Gonna go ahead and blend that out with a dual fiber fluffy brush so we don't have any harsh lines and we don't look crazy. Gonna add some more highlighter per usual. Oh, there we go with the inner corners. And there we go, yep, with the smoking them out one more time. And just making sure we look flawless, apparently. I think it's so funny when I do that, like, whole head tilt. I never noticed how much I do that. Just putting some clear brow gel in, followed by another cough and a silly face. And now we're going to move on to the lips. Lips? Are we going to use the lips? Yep. Here's two lip options. One is from NYX in the color Natural. The other one, which is the one I chose, is a Jordana lip pencil in the color Tawny. Probably my favorite lip liner ever in the whole entire world. This lip liner is like $2. It works like a dream. Color is great. I love it. It's my favorite one. I'm just lining my lips, filling them in a little bit with this liner. Then I'm going to go over it with this NYX matte lip cream, and I forget the color. I'll go ahead and list it in the description box below. But it's a really, really deep purple. If you build it up to that color, it's really deep. Oh, that's what it's called. It's called Copenhagen. That's the name of this lip cream, but it's really purple. The color isn't picking up quite right on this camera or in this lighting, so I'm sorry about that, but it's a really deep purple, and I didn't want it to be super purple. I wanted it to be more wine colored, so I added a little bit of this Bite Beauty red lipstick to kind of make it more of a wine color and not so deep purple. So that will be for another tutorial. I'm just going to go over it one more time with that Copenhagen color to give me the right mixture, and that will complete the look, you guys. And thank you guys again for watching. Let me know what you want to see next from me. Again, sorry about this lighting and the quality of this video. We're working on it, but right now we're just going to go with what we have. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and thank you guys for watching. I will see you all very, very soon.